Afternoon, everybody. How you doing on this fine Easter Sunday? I'm doing all right now that the printing from the 3D printer over here has stopped. After another arduous 20-hour print, I've come up with a second version of this body because after getting the other one sanded and kind of ready to go, I noticed that it basically was a little bit too small for the wheelbase. In other words, the wheels were kind of sticking out a couple millimeters from the body. There's really no way to deal with that unless I want to make wheel skirts and do all kinds of modifications. And my whole purpose of this body is just to be able to print something and know the scale and everything of it so that I can reproduce that and print other car bodies too, as I want to change bodies. So I really do like the Slambo Gallardo body. It's really it's kind of a good fit for this car, really, because it has the same style of front end as the WLtoys K969, which I can show you right here. And you'll notice that this body is considerably bigger than this one too. So if you put this on top of here, it does fit right on top of it. And I just have this mocked up on top of the chassis here for right now until I get everything put together. But you'll notice that it covers the front wheel as well. And the back wheels are right at the edge. So I think what I'll do is I'll get some new tires, and I'll get some of those new and improved newfangled DS racing ones. The ones that are kind of round, the real low angle radial, I guess they call it. So I don't know. I'm just a caveman here, so. But I think the second one turned out even better than the first one, really, to tell you the truth. Now, I want to ask you a question to all the people here that race RC cars. I want to ask you a question. Leave a comment so I can know how you feel. Would you take this body and put it on your WLtoys car and run it just the way it sits? Or would you decorate it all up? Would you sand it all down and do all kinds of crazy extra work? Or would you take a body like this right off the printer? Basically, I mean, a little minor sanding here and there, but nothing real major. Just, get some blemishes off. That's it. You can see the finish is still there. It's still a lot of little lines put together there. So leave a comment about whether you would race this car in its current condition. Would you just slap that on there and go to town, or would you take the time and really go nuts at it and sand it down and paint it, and paint all the windows and put some wings on it and all that, just to go out and bash the sucker and rip all the gears right out of the gearbox? I don't know if it's worth it to go to all the time and trouble to do it. It turned out pretty good though. The detail is all there. I have another idea too, so stay tuned, because I think you're really gonna like, if you like this right here, you're definitely gonna like the next video that I come out with. So you gotta stay tuned for that. I'm getting closer to that 100 too, so we're gonna get that giveaway going pretty soon here. I think I'm gonna go live on that day and see what happens. I don't know. I've never tried it before, so I don't know how to do it, and I'll probably make a big fool out of myself, but I don't really care. I think this car looks pretty cool. Let's spin it around and see what the back end looks like there. Wow, looks pretty nice. What you can see of it. This light really doesn't do it any justice either. See if we can get a better angle there. Yeah, you can see how it printed. This end was the last end that printed. This was up to the top this time. I did it the other way last time, and it was good, but I think if I was to do it again, I would do this way again, because for one thing, the base was a lot smaller, so it would have printed a little faster anyways overall, because there's less area to support right down there in that, versus this here, which is much wider, taller. What I did with this body is I took the same body which was set up for a Mini Z, which is 94.5 wheelbase, I think, and yeah, and I think it's like, I want to say it's like 74 wheelbase wide, but anyways, the WLtoys is about 78, okay, and it's about 95, so maybe a little bit even more than that depending on your setup. So that's what I went with, and so I increased the width of the body by 0.05. which is not a lot. And I also increased the height of the roof by 0.02. So that would give me just a little bit more space and bring everything out to scale a little bit more in terms of being wider. You want to go up a little bit too, just to make it, to keep the scale, otherwise it starts looking kind of funny. But I didn't change the wheelbase, so it's still sitting on the WLtoys car, and it sits pretty good right at that wheelbase, so you can notice that the wheels are pretty much in the right spot. So whether it's 94.5 or it's 95, I guess it doesn't really matter, as long as the car fits onto the chassis, So if you center it up here with the back wheels, and you can feel whether it's on center or not, it should sit pretty close. It sits right on the edge of those tires. So I think what I'll do is I'll shave off a little bit in the inside of that wheel well lip there and allow that tire to pass by there, and that'll make me look like I'm a pro. I doubt it, but yeah, so look at that angle though. That's wonder how he did that. It looks like the regular old WLtoys tie rod in there, but it's not. It's a 3D printed tie rod. Some 3D printed caster blocks with a 6-degree offset, approximately 6 degrees. It's PN Racing black Kyosho all-wheel drive Mini Z rims, narrow on the front, the -3 offset, wide on the back, the -3 offset. It's got a broken gear still, or a bad bearing actually. The gear's probably okay in there, but it's probably stripped. But look at that lateral play there. Oh my gosh. Just stripping gears every time you run it. So I'm waiting for the bearing to come in. Apparently there's a bearing shortage. Tie up in the bearing supply chain somewhere. I don't know. When I get it, I'll fix it. I have a WLtoys K969 too that is slightly modified. May bring that out just to see what's going on. Keep all my subscribers happy. Seem to really like the videos on WLtoys K969 in particular. I know you guys like this little guy too, but the K969 is it's a different breed. There's the K989 right there, the way it sits. You look at those back tires on there. Wow, look at the size of those things. Well, there's a gyro back in there too. Well, how do you do? And there's some radial tires on the front. Wow, those look like they've been used. What's the suspension like? Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty flat. What's the back like? Oh, that's pretty good. This is a nice car. Somebody must have rigged this up. Oh, wait. That's kind of stock. Oh, it just took the case off of the speed control here and wrapped it up in black tape. That's all that is. Gyro just hooked in here on the steering. Look at that brass pinion gear there, boys. Get you some of that. Yeah, that's kind of how it is, like that. You can see by the tread and pattern on the tires, that works pretty good. Getting some traction there. Burning that wax right off my floor. Yeah, I'll have to get this guy out and run it. But yeah. Steering angle dough. Let's see. Stock. Oh, come on, turn. Okay, let's have a proper comparison. WLtoys products. K969 on the left hand side, K989 stock on the right hand side. Seems to be a difference there. Quite a big difference. Yeah, well anyways, enough of that. I want to say thanks to all my new subscribers. Thanks to the people that are helping me to make this channel something that I've always wanted to make it. And it's fairly popular. I don't know if it'll ever get that way, but it's getting there, slowly but surely. I think that body really turned out pretty good. But yeah, I got some new plans, so stick around. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, like, subscribe, share, comment, please. I want to know if you would just run this body the way it is, or if you would take the time to detail it any further. Please let me know. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a happy Easter. And this is Mark from Mark's Home Hobby saying see you in the next one.